Angie from Canterbury Trails Farm. If you've been keeping up with my loom knitting project videos, you know that I'm always coming up with a new idea. And this is a really cute idea for a gift for a little girl, probably around 5 to 9, I would say. And it is a cupcake baby crib purse. Doll baby, for doll baby. I posted a picture of the finished product at the beginning of my video. Probably a couple different pictures. First thing you're going to need is you need to find a little plastic bowl. This is just like a one that came from soup from Chinese takeout, and a little baby. So your bowl needs to be in sort of scale with your baby. So I have this little plastic rubber baby that I'll be making some clothes. You can get these, by the way, these are super cute. See, they're about the size of my finger. And you can get several of them on eBay. Anyway, they're just cute. I'll make a little dress for her and everything. So this is going to be the base of your cupcake that will open up and tuck under, and it'll be a baby crib, a doll crib inside. And this won't show. This is going to be the inside. And this is the actual cupcake purse part, purse and crib part is going to be in 3 pieces. And then we'll make, if you've ever seen the little hood on a bassinet, we'll make a piece of that out of just a plain loom. And then your loom, by the way, your loom needs to correspond with the size of your bowl. So keep that in mind. And also it's a purse, so you don't want like some, massive thing. So this is the smaller one. This is about 5 inches diameter. And then I just have a straight loom that we're going to also make a little blanket. And you'll need some fiber fill. And since it's a cupcake, you need some brown that I'm going to do double because I don't want the bowl to show through. So I want it to be pretty thick. So this will be the bottom of the cupcake, and it will also be the crib, the inside of the crib. And then you can choose any color you want for your cupcake part. And my daughter's always accusing me I do everything pink. Well, I do. And so this is hot pink. And what other option do I mean, I don't really have a lot of other projects I can use hot pink on. So I got this big thing of hot pink, so I'm going to be using that because it's a cupcake color, man. So you can use any color for the top of the cupcake. And then you'll need some yarn for, you can be the same color, it can be a different, I'm going to use this baby pink for my hood on the bassinet and for my little blanket. And you'll need fiber fill. So here's the basic concept. We'll be making a hat. If you don't know how to make the hat with a loom knit, please check my, with a knitting loom, please check the how to make a hat. I'll put a link down. We're going to make a hat with a cuff. The cuff, and it's going to go on the outside of the bowl. And then we'll make another hat with a cuff, and it will tuck inside. So your bowl is going to be covered on the outside and the inside. And that part will look like the bottom of the cupcake, the brown cake part of the cupcake. Then we're going to make another hat. It's going to be pink, and this will not have a cuff. And the pink one will join with the 2 brown ones. And it'll have a drawstring at the top. So it'll be like a drawstring purse. This will be completely enclosed, and this will be the base. And then when you open it up and fold it over, inside is the baby crib, the doll crib. And then it will have the little attached hood, and it will have a little blanket. And we'll be putting fiber fill in the plastic before we put the second brown hat inside there. And those 2 cuffs will line up to make the little part of the cupcake. And then the pink part will be your icing on the cupcake, and it will be the part that folds down. So that's the concept. So what we're going to do to get started is we are going to be doing a brown hat. Okay, to start with, we are going to make, and like I said, I'm doing mine double. Because I want it to be thick enough that we're not going to see the plastic bowl through it. My bowl is clear, so I'm not hiding any words or anything. The weight of my yarn is a 4, medium weight yarn, and I'm just using acrylic. Any kind of brown or white will work. Now I'm going to make a cuff on this one, but I don't want it to be a large cuff. 1 inch, half an inch, probably half an inch for the size. Adjusting it to the size of your bowl. If you're using a larger margarine bowl for like a larger doll. You can get just plain undressed baby dolls, like rubber baby dolls. Mary Maxim sells them. They're pretty cute. They're little chubby dolls. You can probably find them pretty easy on somewhere like eBay. Just undressed dolls. Michael's, I know, sells various baby dolls. They used to be more common, you know, when we had dime stores and stuff. This one, like I said, is approximately 3 inches. I would say you want to aim for 5 to 3 inches depending on the size of your bowl. If you have a margarine bowl or a Cool Whip bowl, probably going to be looking at a 3 to 5 inch. 5 might be too big. I would have to look at the bowl size, but anywhere 3 to 4 is probably going to be a good sized doll. 5 inch is going to be good, but you're going to need a full, bigger, you know, plastic tub, so to speak. So I'm going to go ahead and make my hat. This is going to be a hat with a cuff, and it's going to have to, I can't give you how the dimensions, I can't give you how, you know, deep you need it. You're going to need the cuff to line up with the top edge bowl. So you want you're going to want the cupcake, I'm doing pink, the cupcake part, the icing part, to start right above your double cuff that we're going to hook together on the inside and the outside. So you're going to sort of have to gauge how long your quote-unquote hat needs to be by the height of the bowl that you've chosen. Same thing with picking the correct size loom, either the tiny one or the not the adult hat size one, but the one in between. I would stick with either this little 5 inch or the one, I think, what is it, a 7 inch, the next size. It's like maroon, I think. Standard sort of hat, round loom set. One of those is probably going to be sufficient. Any bigger than that, you're going to have a massive purse, and I think it's going to be more of a cumbersome sort of situation for the kid than, you know, because the idea of it's a purse that transforms, a cupcake purse transforms into a doll crib. So you don't want to get too huge there. Now, unless you're not making it for the purse aspect of it, but you're making it solely more for the cradle part or the doll crib part, then you can get as big as you wanted to, and you'd probably get up to like some kind of Tupperware size bowl, and you're going to be increasing your loom. I mean, if you have a large loom, you can do that, and this would be a cute way to make a small doll crib too, for that matter. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and work on my hat. Your inner hat's going to be a little smaller than your outer hat. Let me say that, because your inner hat is going to go sort of inside out, so the right side of the hat that you would see if it was on your head would be on the inside of the bowl, and the other one would be on the outside of the bowl. That's going to be the inner part of the baby crib, the one that we're putting on the inside. I have went and loom knitted hat. Then I've made a second one, and I turned this one inside out so that the right side will be right in the inside, because it's going to be seen, it's going down into the bowl. All right. Then I went and out of the hot pink, I did another small hat, and I'm just going to put a piece of, this is going to be the little mattress. And I think I forgot to mention the third small hat, that's the little mattress. So I'm just going to square, I don't want it really poofy. Use some pink yarn to close that one up. And this is okay if it turns out a little big, because you can really adjust it. Like, I'm going to be folding part of this in because I did a little bit too long. So I'm just going to go around it and just pick up some yarn here and there. Do a drawstring around it to just like when you close in a normal hat, but I'm doing this mostly for take in some of the size. Let's go around it. I have this wonderful needle. I got this in the upholstery section, actually. It's a little sharp, but it's really long and it's really sturdy, and I really love it. So I use it a lot, because you can do a lot of stuff fast with it. Okay, going around here. This is the mattress of the baby cradle. Now I'm just going to tuck all that in. Cinch it tight. Secure my stitches. Now my little mattress, just a little, like a little ball. I'm just going to put that will go down in here in the crib. Now don't sew anything together yet. So I have hat on the outside of the bowl, hat on the inside of the bowl, which the hat on the outside of the bowl, when you're doing it, make sure you leave a good, I don't know, 2-ish inches to compensate for the, you want it to be flat against the bottom. So what I kept doing was kept holding in my bowl up against it. The one on the inside is going to be a little bit smaller because you want them both to be level with or right above the brim of your bowl. And I can't give you the measurements because I don't know what size bowl you're using. Your inside hat, going to be hat, quote unquote, is the mattress. So you're going to stuff that, and you want that to, you know, fill up the bottom part, but not totally. So that's squished down. Now, what's the next thing I knew? I did on this, I used my, if you watch some of my videos, I have that Martha Stewart kit that I can make my own loom. So I made my own little loom, and I just want a piece, a flat piece, which will curl nicely like, this is going to be the hood of the bassinet. Before I sew it on, I also want to just take a piece of eyelet lace, and I'm going to sew that on here like the hood of a like a fancy bassinet. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm going to sew that on. Okay, so I sewed the just eyelet lace, and this is optional. You don't have to do that. You could also use rickrack. I had various things I was looking at. I had some lace, I had some pink rickrack. I had different color rickrack. I had like a Chanel rickrack. Anyway, I ultimately decided I liked the way that this stood up, sort of, you know, lacy and big. So now I have my little hood, and it's going to go in here behind the inner hat. I haven't sewed anything in yet, and it will tuck down in there. So now I have the outside hat, the inside hat, the removable pink hat that I made smaller. I have the straight piece, that's the hood, that I've sewn a piece of eyelet lace onto. Nothing is sewn together yet. Now while you're making the straight piece, you also want to make another little straight piece. I did it both colors of the hot pink and the light pink. This will be the little blanket for the baby. Remember, the baby's going to go here. We have the little blanket. Okay. So make a little, you make 2 straight pieces. This one won't be as big as this one. Now, again, I can't give you the length or the dimensions of this. You need to put this in proportion to whatever size bowl you have. So like I said, I'm using a small bowl, so this was a small piece. Depending on what you decide to use for your bowl, just sort of, you know, you want it, you know, everyone knows what a bassinet looks like, or Moses basket, the hood, or even on a baby buggy. So you want it just to eyeball it and look that it's in proportion, and you need to do it long enough that you can tuck it in, because we're going to sew all this together and it's going to be all secure. But we're not sewing it together yet because now also on the top of here, I haven't decided what I have this pink button. I might put that right there. It's cute. It's like a little ceramic button. I also have these little dangly doodads. But I don't know, I might just leave it like this or put a bow. Maybe I'll just put a bow right here. I don't want to put too much in there because I don't know what, you know, if the child is younger, I don't want anyone eating anything. This one looks like a cookie, I thought, but we'll see. Right now I'm just going to leave it blank. So here we go over here. Now, when I was making the top part of the cupcake, this is the purse part, the top part of the purse. You have to switch to a larger loom, and I may not have mentioned that at the beginning of the video. I almost refilmed the beginning of the video because I forgot the mattress. And I forgot to say that you're going to upgrade size on your loom. So whatever your loom is that you start with, you'll need the next size bigger for the purse size. And the reason why we want that, because it's going to be a cupcake, remember? So we want to have a little bit of volume around the edges. We don't want it to be all the same width. So it's a little bit of volume. So I started with my 5-inch. And I think that's a good size because you can get like potato chip dips and all kinds of dips and salsas in the deli department that come in these little 5 to 6 inch diameter bowls. So this is really a good size if you can do that. And then the next size up, what is this, a 7? I can't remember what this is. The next size up, it's like the baby size hat. This one, not the adult size, not the bigger green one. That would, well, I mean, unless you have a bigger bowl. But anyway, so this is the next size up for me. So I've done, and again, this is going to be eyeballing it. So you can see it's going to be bigger. We're going to sew at the top. I finished the loom. I needed to leave enough to go around and gather my, draw my drawstring. But this is going to also be the strings of the purse. So make sure you leave yourself enough to work with. And I might add, I'm going to put this little, it's a red pom-pom, but I'm going to somehow try to put it up at the top so it looks like a little cherry on top of my cupcake. Okay, so here I'm going to take my hot pink, and like I said, you use whatever color you want. And also, well, I was thinking when I was doing this, if you wanted to do it even taller, it could be an ice cream cone purse instead of a cupcake too, if that's something, I don't know, more appealing to you for some reason. Or if you have a darker brown or a brown that you just don't think looks very cupcake-ish, but it looks more ice cream cone, it's the same ice cream. So really the decorating part in the little cradle, you can really let yourself go a little wild there, embellishing that with roses or rosettes or bows, or like I said, I had the button that looked like a cookie since we're going with the cupcake. Okay, got it off the loom. Okay, so this is going to be our strings here. And I'm going to tie a knot at its biggest, so then it won't come out, and then you can push it to make it draw it in. Okay, so this part is going to be the part that we need to insert into between our sections here. So to start with, first I'm going to take out my little mattress. And I'm going to go ahead and sew hood in a few spots just to hold it together here. Okay, and then it needs to go back inside. I'm going to line everything up. Make sure you get it all straight. Alright, I'm going to use some of this nylon thread part. And we want to tuck that down on the outside of the bowl. So it shouldn't be, it should be on the outside of the bowl, so it shouldn't really be touching the inner hat. It'll be on the outside of your bowl. Right. Now the tricky part is sewing this all together. To begin with, I'm just going to go through and I'm just going to sew the since I'm using the nylon thread, it's not going to show. If you're not using nylon thread, you need to use some kind of thread that obviously matches your, probably the brown is what I would go with. And I'm just going to go around. So Okay, now I've got the cupcake part down on the outside. So this is the tricky part. Just pull it all up so you got your cupcake part where you need it. You want to sort of line up your hood and make sure your hood is tucked in there, because you want, when you go through, you want to join the brown layers through, and you want to just have your hood inside there, the hood, the bassinet, so it just sort of gets all tucked in. It's not going to come loose. Again, I'm going to use a nylon thread. Nothing shows that way. Alright, and I'm going to go through the hood and out through the cupcake layers here. Kind of sort of work around and over your rim of your bowl. It's very important to make sure you get that hood of the bassinet connected in there so it doesn't come out. For that reason, I'm starting on the edge that has the hood so I can make sure it gets all in there. Okay, I've got the cupcake part sewn on, so I'm going to turn this inside out here, how it would look when you got the crib. And I'm going to go ahead and put my mattress back in there and shove it down in there. And then you got the baby and the blanket. That. So there's the cradle part. So it's all hooked together now. It's all sewn all the way around. You got the inside. And then when you close it, this part's also sewn together. Now, this is where I was going to put, I have done it as wide as it will go, and then I tied a knot just so it won't go missing. I'm going to use regular thread for this attaching my quote-unquote cherry here. So I'm going to pull up my ties a little bit. I'm just going to secure my thread in this knot. This is also going to keep the ties from disappearing. Alright, so I have my little cherry there. Now I'm just going to look at the closed purse here. So now, what you want to do, obviously that little girl isn't going to sit here and do this, but you know, for the presentation or whatever, the first time around, just want to arrange your cupcake, and you could push the extra ties down in there. You could also put I only have one red, but you could also attach them to the ends here if you wanted to. I'm just going to tie the ends into little knots just to keep some fraying down there. There we go. So obviously, if you wanted to do even more work, you could if like fake sprinkles, you could add little, beads or something. But I think that's pretty cute. So there's your cupcake purse with your baby inside. This has been a fun project, and I have a bunch more cool fun projects that we're going to be doing, so make sure you check back with me our Cupcake Baby Cradle purse. And thank you for joining me today with another Loom Knitting project.